Picking it out.
We started on the road to expansion, and some of it started by schools contacting us. Like some school like Tulane that had been in the conference before wanted to get back in, and Virginia Tech wanted to join, and Georgia wanted Georgia Tech to be in it again. Georgia Tech had no interest in going again. And even Florida wanted to add Miami and Florida State for
Wow.
recruiting. They wanted to bring them all in. And Arkansas at the time was part of the Big Eight, and they were the only non-Texas school in the Big Eight at the time. So they made an inquiry. Our basketball was good, but we didn't have great attendance at a tournament. We had Kentucky, who was great,
Yeah.
and we had women. Tennessee had women's sports, women's basketball, but we weren't. We had schools that were in the NCAA finals, but we didn't have what they have today, where almost every school is competitive. And we had in the old Omni, we had our basketball tournament. We weren't well attended. So Frank Broyles was a friend of Doug Dickey, and Dickey called me up and said, Frank would like to meet with you. So we went out and played golf together. And Broyles said, I really want our school to join the SEC, and here are the reasons why. We'll help your basketball program, and you'd probably help you in recruiting. So we did a study, and we contacted a bunch of schools, Texas A&M. We probably had 15, 20 schools that either contacted me or we contacted them. And here's an interesting sidelight. We wanted Texas, but our schools didn't want Texas A&M.
Oh,
Interestingly, A&M is now in the conference and Texas is joining.
yeah.
And what happened was why didn't we want A&M? Well, there was some falling out between the schools, and also the state legislature in Texas said you have to bring both schools in. You can't just bring one in. So we didn't bring in either at the time. And we brought in South Carolina because South Carolina had been playing Tennessee and Georgia almost every year. And they felt like that would be a natural for us to do. And South Carolina had no professional sports either, so it was a good play. Neither did Arkansas.
Yeah.
And the presidents wanted schools that were members of the Association of Universities, which are committed to research, and they wanted the academic side as well. That was important to them. Schools that had medical schools and law schools,
Right.
professional graduate schools, that was important. As I said, Georgia Tech, Homer Rice, they didn't want to do anything. They didn't have a great history with the SEC. Bobby Dodd, when he was a coach, he said, I'll never go to Mississippi again. He refused to play in Mississippi. Most of my officials during my time in the SEC were former Georgia Tech grads, which was interesting. And Bobby Gaston was the chief of officials, and he was a Georgia Tech guy as well. So they had a history in the conference. So we lined up South Carolina and Arkansas, but I left and Roy brought them in.